Hello everybody, we're back again, talking today about getting the right information.
People must think we come back laughing. What are they doing off set?
I was just teasing Michael then a little bit. And it's fun to do because, you know, laughter lifts the environment and it enables the endorphins and the serotonins to actually re-kick in and the adrenaline and all those dynamics. Because this at times, Michael, I don't know about for you, I find it inspiring and challenging at the same time because I'm really concentrating on delivering good package for our listeners around the world.
I think it's a great analogy for business owners as well, watching and going, that's what you're doing. They're working and they concentrate so hard. But you know, you do need to just breathe and
so that's what we're doing in between.
Have a bit of a giggle along the way.
Absolutely.
Because you got into your own business so you could have fun.
Oh, absolutely. And this really is for us fun.
Yes.
And it relaxes. It kind of just resets the whole physiology that we actually have as people.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to kick in, and I'm ready to kick in about discussion.
Yes.
In this information age in which we are. And I think it's a really cool thing to do and gives a great agenda item for our teams. So I know, however you are structured, whether you are a sole operator and you're working with a coach, mentor, peers, or whether you are a complex business with multiple levels, bringing this whole dynamic of discussion about the information that we are working with is just really, really powerful because you get to hear how other people think, you get to hear how they're actually engaged within the business, and the feedback loop alone in working with that is such an empowering dynamic for the organization.
I know I was worked with a company one time. They had quite a few staff, but they decided that each staff, they would break in and have a discussion group, and then they had to write a discussion paper, and it was on how are we treating customers when we deal with them, and how should we be treating customers when we deal with them? What a paper they wrote. And the boss just said, I'll give you as much time as you like, but I'd like a nice paper. It doesn't have to be, you know, I'm not going to check the spelling and the commas and the punctuation, because none of that stuff really matters. No, it's the guts and what they were getting at. Right. And because he phrased it in the word discussion, it really allowed people to open up and said, well, if we're having a chat then,
that's right,
we'll talk this way.
Absolutely.
And it changed.
It really does.
Totally.
It really does change the dynamic because there is no pressure for a particular outcome. You're having a conversation with your colleagues in an informal dynamic, and that's what the power of I like about discussion is. This is an informal dynamic that you can actually bring into your organization to help the organization, and know that on a regular basis that the business is ready to engage and have discussions about what's going on and how it might filter the next level of discussion, the next level of dynamics that are actually going to take place for the organization. So we're thinking about, say, a friend of mine has got this camera that is really quite smart, that can be changed the way it reads various heat patterns.
Oh yes.
So infrareds and all those kind of things. I can't remember them all, but it really is quite a cool camera, fairly economical, but has an amazing range as well. And it's not very big, so you can hide it fairly easily in your buildings and around your buildings. So you want security. So that it's interesting is, so should we actually, and how should we actually engage with this technology that is now available to us, and how, you know, a security company, how should we actually utilize this? And so you get all the information and you say, hey, we just want to have a chat about what it might look like for us to really engage in this and get around the table and workshop it and write a paper and, you know, bring in different dynamics. So is that the best technology? Is there other technologies? Are they larger or are they smaller? Should we use cameras at all anymore? You know, should we just simply use, you know, infrared sensors or other types of sensors that can pick up heat and movement? And rather than, you know, putting that kind of investment, is the technology different, and how should we approach it? And having discussion about the topics that you are working on with the information you're bringing in. Remember the diversity and the plethora. You're trying to narrow it down, less is more. And so you're then really going to target into that and to clarify whether it really should be a part of what the organization is about and where it wants to go into the future.
I know that there was a time when, and there was a friend of mine, what he used to do, because he wanted discussions going on inside the organization, you know, sales teams talking to production teams, talking to reception. So once a week, they used to have a morning tea, and the bickies were put on, and the teas and the coffees were put on, and there were just round tables. Everyone just mingled in this room. It took a little while, but then the discussions started happening. Simple discussions like, oh, you know, is how I present you the paper, or how I present you this working for you? Well, if you just did this, it'd be damn sight easy. And they go, well, you could have just asked. And really simple discussions can have a really profound impact on a business.
Oh, absolutely. And what it does is when you do dynamics like that, you take away the tags of levels of accountabilities.
Yes.
You take away the tags of I'm your boss, you know, you report to me. And you put everybody in, you know, we're in this business together. And the power of that is amazing. There's a principle, together, alike, we make a difference. And so I want you to think about this discussion, because what this discussion does leads to learning and leads to growth and leads to development and leads to empowerment and leads to capacity building. So all of those dynamics, and I love that dynamic of what discussion actually does. It helps you learn about you. It helps others learn about you. In the organization, when we're doing the discussion and we're engaged in that, the levels of learning and empowerment are simply dynamic. And I love that about discussion. It's not just verbiage. It's not just lots of language. We're actually doing lots of multiple levels for us and for the people involved, because we've flatlined the whole organization, engaged them in a roundtable dynamic. And I've done this, and I get amazed at the simplicity and the clarity, but yet the depth of what we discover, because this is what happens. We talked about discussion, but it's the discovery that takes place on many levels for people. And I love that the light bulbs go on. And that it might be a light bulb idea. I know you're ready to go, Michael, and I know that the light bulb goes on, maybe for an idea, but the light bulb goes on, oh, I'm empowered. I've learned something. Oh, I know, wow, that person has got that. You know, and all these light bulbs go off. The discovery is really, really, really the best thing I love about what takes place in discussion.
Yeah, and I think in this day and age when everyone seems to be sending text messages and just emails, this discussion reconnects or connects the people within the organization. Yeah. We get the human factor back in.
Oh, we need that. And yes, as much as I love technology, you know, I love the fact that I can take my iCloud and I'm learning that I've got access that way. And I haven't quite figured out how to do it properly yet, but I'm playing with it. And I've access to my whole computer. And I'm amazed. I'm thinking, wow, what could I do? And I just think it's great. So we have talked about that to help you have this discussion so you can have that discovery about the next thing we want to talk about to help you getting the right information so you can take and help your business be more profitable and release the possibilities in and for your business. And we'll be back in just a short while.